All right, it's 2:05 p.m. West Coast time on Monday, June 9th. I don't normally do the breaking news thing, but there have been some developments with regard to what's going on in Los Angeles and Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth. I am seeing conflicting reports that 700 Marines out of the 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines, and 29 Palms have been either mobilized or deployed to Los Angeles. Mobilized means they've been ordered to assemble and get ready. Deployed means movement of armed forces in support of a mission outside of their base. I have not seen any pictures of or video of any Marines on the ground in Los Angeles County. But it's like, even if they've just been mobilized, assembling and readying for this mission, what is the mission? What are their rules of engagement? Are they going to be taking weapons with them into the streets of the United States against American civilians? And, earlier today, Trump said it's under control. So why do they need to do this? What happened between yesterday and today? Because yesterday there were National Ground troops on the ground in Los Angeles County with weapons, with military-style rifles. They were just standing around doing nothing because there was nothing for them to do. And so today, after Donald Trump said everything's under control, and the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass should be thanking him for saving Los Angeles and bringing everything under control. And now here we are on Monday afternoon, and 700 Marines have either been mobilized or deployed to Los Angeles. And, obviously this brings up concerns about martial law, yada, yada, yada. Under the Constitution, the President of the United States has no authority to declare martial law. And what is martial law as it's typically understood? Because that has not been defined in the Constitution, nor has it been defined by the Supreme Court. Martial law typically is replacing civilian law enforcement or civilian government with the military. Now, the executive order that Donald Trump signed on Saturday to deploy National Guard troops to Los Angeles cited a federal statute, 10 U.S.C. 12406, which only provides for his legal authority to federalize National Guard troops under very certain specific conditions. I did a lengthy video about that yesterday, defining that. There is nothing in 10 U.S.C. 12406 that permits the president to deploy the United States military, active duty military, on the streets of the United States. The one code section that does allow for that is 10 U.S.C. 254, which is the Insurrection Act. Deploying active duty military to perform law enforcement duties in the streets of the United States is illegal under the Posse Comitatus Act, which prohibits the use of active duty military for domestic law enforcement within the United States. The one exception to that is 10 U.S.C. 254, the Insurrection Act. Now, I argued in a video that I made yesterday by including in his executive order that he is authorizing Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth to deploy active duty military in the streets of Los Angeles and elsewhere in the United States, that he was invoking the Insurrection Act in his actions, if not in his words. Because the code section that he cited in his executive order does not say anything about authorization for deployment of military troops. It only addressed the National Guard. And, but I mean, it's like, who gives a shit? I mean, or Is anybody out there going to argue that Donald Trump is going to operate within the bounds of the law in doing this? No, that's insane. And this is completely uncharted territory. There's nothing in the Constitution about martial law in Article 1, Article 2, or Article 3. And the Supreme Court has not defined it or found in any case that either Congress or the President, together or jointly, have legal authority to declare martial law in the United States. But Donald Trump is right now mobilizing and possibly deploying active duty Marines into the streets of an American city. This is blatantly illegal. Now, I've never served in the military, I've never served in combat, but I was born in 1968, and so I was a little kid when Kent State happened. And the Ohio governor deployed the Ohio National Guard to Kent State University to quell anti-Vietnam War protests, and they opened fire on unarmed college students, and they killed 4 of them. So I say this with a tremendous lack of knowledge about the National Guard and active duty Marines. But I think I speak for a lot of people when I say, if you, using your service weapon, open fire on protesters in an American city, I hope that you get every goddamn thing that's coming to you in return. Los Angeles County is the most populated county in the United States. And there are millions of legal gun owners in Los Angeles County, let alone illegal gun owners in Los Angeles County. It is my greatest hope that members of the National Guard and the United States military, despite any orders to the contrary, will not fire live ammunition upon protesters, American civilians, on American soil. That is what this president desperately wants to have happen. This president wants blood in the streets. This president, who says that members of the military are suckers and losers, now expects members of the National Guard and active duty Marines to achieve that goal and accomplish that for him. He fucking despises you guys. Donald Trump despises the United States military. But now he expects you to go into the streets of an American city and shoot American civilians on American soil. In a situation that he said earlier today is completely under control because of him. Honor your oaths, ladies and gentlemen. Honor your oath.